Good morning, guys. We are week 2, day 10, glute strengthening. So we're gonna build upon what we've learned and implement what we're doing today. So we did glute stabilization and glute activation this week. Before you do glute strengthening, pick a couple of the exercises as a glute warm-up out of the glute activation series, or even the stabilization series that you can do it, add it into your warm-up and then get into the glute strengthening. So you want to wake up your glutes, say, hey, it's time to work. And then when you get into your glute strengthening exercises, they'll be fired on and ready to work. Okay, so we are going to do 2 to 3 rounds and you're going to follow it in sequence. So before, we've been doing where you do all your sets for the one exercises first before you move on to the next one. But now we're going into the sequence. So you're going to do it as all the exercises in one round, and then second round go into those exercises. Okay, so you're going to do about 10 to 15 reps. So start on your weaker side depending what your number will be. So if you can only perform 8 for the other side as well. Okay, so we have 8 exercises. All could be done without weight. They're all could be done just body weight. I'm going to include my dumbbell in this workout just to show you just the variation. Plus I want a little bit more of a pump on this workout. So first one is a single leg deadlift. And so what that would look like is you're going to place the weight on one side, or if you don't have a weight, then don't bother. Okay, you're going to step back the side that the weight is not on. Okay, so step back in that kickstand position. So let's go. So when you step back, it's in that kickstand position. Okay, so it's not all the way back here. It's just kickstand. Okay, so see how my legs are still, it's as if just my knee bends, right? It's not stepping back. It's just here, bend. Okay, so once you've got that kickstand, I'll show you this side because this is the side I'll be working. So kickstand, bend in the hips. So knee soft, bend in the hips. So you're pushing that booty to the wall. And as you do that, your upper body is going to lean forward slightly, but my back is still straight. See how it's straight up and down? Okay. So this is as starting the sequence. Okay. So as we bend, brace that core, inhale, exhale, push up through the glute. So if you want to place your hand on the glute to know where you're firing, just to get that sensory, okay? Inhale. Here, will be your primary mover as you push up, squeeze, okay? Squeeze that core, pulling up that pelvic floor. Okay, so your eye gaze, we're not craning our neck. Okay, we have our head straight. So it's not looking straight down either. It's your gaze will be naturally just follow what your body does. Okay, so 10 per side. The next one we have is a sumo squat. Feet wide apart, flaring out to the corners of the wall. So normal stance, sumo stance. Okay, it's wider. Back straight, core engage, and down. And remember, try not to let that knee drop in. Okay, we want to push it out. Squeeze at the top. Squeeze at the top. How that looks from the side. Sumo back straight, core engaged. Squeeze the glutes at the top. Make sure that when you're bending down, that we're not hunching down and not trying to touch the ground, okay? We're just coming down into the depth that our hips will let us. And up and squeeze. Okay, next one is a reverse lunge with a forward lean. So when we reverse lunge, now we're stepping back further, okay? Drop down into that lunge. So when you're dropping down into lunge, you could either be more upright, but to fire up the glutes more, you're gonna have a forward lean. Not hunched over, just so this is straight up and down, a forward lean that puts more emphasis on that glute, okay? So we step back, drop down, and up. So always set. So what happened there, why I wobbled so bad, is because when I was demonstrating it, I wasn't focusing on my breath. And that can also help not make you stable. So when that's why the breath is so important. It helps brace the core through the movement. So when you're inhaling, it's basically acting like a protective mechanism, and as you exhale, it'll collapse. So you want that breath. Okay, so inhaling as we go into the movement, exhaling as you're pushing through. Remember, so your exhale is the propeller, is the gas exhaust to your body, right? So when you step back, use that breath as power, okay? So reverse lunge, and now we got hip thrusters. So we're gonna get onto the couch, slide down to where your shoulders, below your shoulder blades, hit the couch, feet in, head neutral, so we're not craning down or we're not looking far up, where our body is straight up and down. Inhale, squeeze at the top, okay? Inhale, squeeze at the top. Really pushing up through the glutes, but not trying to push too far up with your hips. So just a squeeze, so it's not overly up, right? So it just squeeze the glutes. Core engaged. Think about that pelvic floor on that exhale. Okay. Next one that we have is Starfish Openers. So again, everything could be done body weight, and I'll just show you on this one. Okay, so elbows, shoulder, knee, shoulder, okay, in line. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna push up through this hip, but then we do a raise. Okay, relax, up, okay. So essentially you're pushing up through the hip, but then with the glute, squeeze, okay? And now that's the Starfish Openers, single leg hip thrusters. So I'll show you this way, just so you can see what the other leg does. So single leg, I'm just going to cross my leg over the top. Okay, so drop down, up, and squeeze. Drop down, up, and squeeze. Remember, your head comes with you. I'm placing my hand behind my head to protect my neck because I have a sore neck. Okay, and you can do that as well. Up and squeeze. Your body moves as a unit, so nothing moves without one other part moving. So if I'm coming up, I want to make sure my upper body and my gaze is going to be looking at the ceiling now that I'm flat, right? So I'll just show you this way. So cross that over, down, and see how I'm kind of in this position, right? In a V. And now as I come up, I flatten out. Okay. Remember, starting with your weaker side so that you know how much to do on your strong side. So if you can only do 8 on the weaker side, do 8 on the other side. Okay, that's really, really important to create balance with your body. All right, next one is glute extension. So off the couch. So you're gonna just grab onto that couch and you're gonna tuck your legs in and exhale, squeeze those glutes up. Inhale, exhale, squeeze the glutes up. You should not feel this one in your low back. Relax your head. Power through the glutes. If you start feeling that one in your low back, don't go as high, okay? When you go higher than the strength, then you're starting to incorporate the lower back into that movement. So just make sure that when you're squeezing the glute squeeze is what brings your legs up. You're not just throwing the legs up, okay? Last one are frog pumps. Okay, you're gonna clamshell open like this. So, feet. So feet together like this. Okay, legs fall open, and I'm gonna add the weight on this one, just so you see. And inhale, squeeze. Inhale, squeeze. And control it down. You don't just flop down, right? We're controlling it down. Inhale. Okay. If you have any questions about any of these exercises, let me know. Just message me and ask me. Again, that's 2 to 3 rounds, 10 to 15 reps, depending on what your weaker side could do. 8 exercises, all could be done in body weight. Make sure you're doing the warm-up